We are continuing with the Nanny Search Simplified series, and in this episode I will be talking about the importance of having a clear job description when searching for a nanny and places where you can find a nanny. Welcome to the Nanny Employer Diary podcast. My name is Relebohile and I am your host. So in the last episode, I talked about assessing your needs and how they should be aligned with your budget, your character, and your child needs. All of that will influence having a detailed job description, and it's going to save you so much time, whether you are doing the search by yourself or you are using a nanny agency. When you place a generic job spec, right, you are going to attract a lot of job applications and only some of them will be a fit for your family. So to save yourself time, you have to be as specific as possible. Even when you use an agency, there's a possibility for you not to get a nanny who is not the right fit for your family. And at times it's because parents need to be clearer about their needs. Agencies are going to work with what you present to them. And if you didn't think through your needs, then you can still get a nanny who is not going to be a fit. I have a template that you can download that has an example of what you should include in a job spec, and I also included questions that you need to think about asking when you are screening the CVs before confirming the interview. The link to download the guide is in the description below. This will be so helpful for those doing the search by themselves, which brings me to the next point about possible places where you can find a nanny. So you can find a nanny through recommendations, right? This is how we always got our nannies. And I also know that on Facebook, in some of the mommy groups, parents who are letting go of their nannies post there too. So as I've mentioned, we always got our nannies through recommendations, and that is fine. That's not a problem. But knowing what I know now, even if a nanny is recommended to me, I would still prioritize interviews. I'm going to talk more about the importance of interviewing your nanny in the next installment in detail. But here's the thing with us hiring nannies that were recommended to us, right? We settled a lot. We settled for as long as the baby's fine. Everything else we'll figure it out, right? Well, that's where the danger is. The danger is in settling, guys. You are either going to compromise a lot or you are going to end up being non-compliant and let your nanny go without following the right procedure. And this happens a lot. Look, you might be lucky and get someone who is a right fit, and that is by chance. And leaving things to chance is a bit risky because if things don't work out, it can take a toll on you emotionally and mentally. One of the reasons why I'm passionate about creating this platform is to help you make better informed decisions in this journey. And look, I get that life happens, right? We have busy schedules and it can seem like doing interviews is an unnecessary process when someone is recommended to you, because at that moment you think that the bottom line is met, right? There was a nanny we hired that was recommended, and it was clear from day one that she won't be a great fit. And we settled thinking that, she's not that bad, you know. When I look back now, I realized that we could have sacrificed and taken our child to daycare for that week. At the time, the daily rate was, I think it was 50 Rand. And if we took our child to daycare, we would have searched for a nanny and did interviews. We were most likely to get a nanny who is a right fit, because for us, we knew that we want someone long term. So if you're hiring a nanny for the long term, rather find alternative childcare for a few days while searching than you hiring the first person who is recommended because you are desperate. It literally might end in tears. But the advantage of getting someone who's recommended by family or friend is that there is some familiarity, right? And it's less time consuming because you won't have to go through CVs yourself. It is also low cost because you won't have to pay any placement fees, right? The other place where you can get a nanny, which is also low cost, it is community boards at your local supermarket. Domestic workers who are looking for jobs leave their details there. I've personally never really looked for a nanny in this way, and if you go this route, I would highly recommend that you invest in doing thorough background checks. You can check out Afiswitch website, where you can take your nanny for fingerprints to check their criminal record. They have service providers nationally, and they are affordable, and you will get the results in 48 hours. I'll leave the link in the description box below. And if you find that you like someone's character and personality, but they have some developmental areas, then you should upskill them and invest in training. You can check out an online nanny course by Vital Life Training. I'll also leave the link in the description box. Another place where you can find a nanny is online on Facebook groups and Gumtree. Once again, this is low cost but very time consuming. If you don't like admin, this is going to be a painful process for you. The unemployment rate is so high, and most people are looking for jobs and they are just shooting their shots, right? You will find a candidate who matches your description only to find that they can't work a live-in position, and your ad stated clearly that you are looking for a live-in nanny. Some of the candidates might be a match and they will agree to come for an interview, and then on the day they don't pitch. It's one of the most mind-blogging thing for me. Like, I could never understand that. So if you're looking for a nanny online, book at least 5 candidates for interviews. But if you're using a nanny agency though, you won't have to deal with that admin. Even though nanny agencies are costly, depending on which agency you use, it can be worth it because some agencies offer great support. Depending on your needs, different agencies cater to different needs. Some agencies are able to get you a nanny in 2 days. Some believe in getting the right match for your family, and that can take up to 7 days. You have to do research and check for reviews on Google and Facebook. Also assess the turnaround time of feedback. Is how they present themselves online matching the service you're getting. You must also check their offering. Besides recruitment, what else are they offering? Are they going to assist you during the interviews? Do they offer compliance assistance? Do they offer training for nannies? What are their terms and conditions when it comes to a guarantee? So a guarantee is if you find that the nanny you chose is not a right fit, they will replace another nanny at no cost to you. So different agencies have different terms and conditions when it comes to that. And also when it comes to after sales support, most agencies have great support post placement. You need to find out what the support looks like. So if you get your nanny by yourself without using agencies, I will highly recommend you still contact a few agencies around your area and find out how they work and their fees, so that if the nanny you hired either resigns with no notice period or they ghost you, then you will have options on how to move forward. So I had a fallout with our previous nanny in December 2019, right? And I found another nanny in December, just before Christmas, all right? Cool. Then I'm chilled. Come first week of Jan, 2 days before she has to come, I call her, just to check if we're still on, and her phone is off. Hey, a part of me started to panic, and but a part of me was just like, calm down, relax. You'll call her again tomorrow, right? The next day comes, I call her and she says, no, don't worry, I'm coming. All right, cool. And then on the day she's supposed to come, the Sunday, mind you, I'm going to work the next day, right? And she tells me I can't come. Hey, my husband this and that. Yo, I was so stressed. So it is a Sunday. Most agencies are closed. I contacted this agency and I was not comfortable with their payment terms. So with them, you have to pay the full placement fee before they send you profiles, right? And I was just not comfortable with that. And at the time, I never really used agencies before. Lucky for me, my mom was around, but she had to leave in 2 days for work. So we ended up calling the previous nanny that worked with us a few years back. Hey, luckily she was available and we've been with her ever since. And this is why I recommend that you always have details of agencies around you, so that if you have an emergency, you know exactly what to do. When all of this was happening, I wished there was an on-demand app for babysitters, because imagine if my mom was not there. I was not going to be able to go to work then. I recently learned about an on-demand site where you can book a nanny or babysitter. The name of the company is called Carebility. They just recently launched, and their app will be available on the App Store in the next few weeks. For now, you can check their website out. I will leave their details in the description box. And that is it for today's episode. Share this with someone who's currently looking for a nanny, and also let me know your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to the podcast and check us out on our other social media platforms. Until the next episode, take care and God bless.